Mute. Yeah, welcome again, man. Happy Sunday, everyone. Late kickoff. You don't know the ball game. You don't know the Club World Cup kickoff early, so you don't know if to kick it off late. But yeah, bless up to the people. I'm passing through again, man, to the Nick and Dad podcast. Yeah, streaming on both platform, the DFS Daniel Football Show and the Card Up Media House. Um, quite a few stuff, to get into, the start of the video, let us sniff peek of what happened, in New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium, where the Chelsea, the Blues crush Paris Saint-Germain, the European champions. Now Chelsea is the world champion again. Yeah, where they go from here, what will be the expectation coming in the Prem, and also talking about two of the prominent players surrounding the regular football, Leon Chippy Bailey, what's ahead. Me and Daniel give our takes and further details into Leon Bailey, and also talking about the one and only Mason Greenwood, new teammates on the horizon, new era will begin. Yeah, what will be it for Mason Greenwood coming September? Loads to come in right into the show, but as you can see right now, Daniel is doing a little bit of babysitting. But yeah, welcome again to the podcast. Father, how you doing, man?
Can't be much more happy as you see wearing my Chelsea jersey. We won today, so can't must say anything else than just be very very much proud of this team. Um, this team coming from far, so I'm just very proud. I shed a tear today seeing my
Yo,
team won.
you have, you have on a Chelsea blue shirt, but that they come like you represent Donald Trump. Yeah, the act they come like it's a Donald Trump act, brother.
Some only bite because I wear to the gym. Wear something. I just get it because of just for the gym. I
Now
never.
the
I
act
started.
they come like it's a Donald Trump act. Yeah, so it's like you're representing Donald Trump as well. You understand? Boy, but people, bless up to everybody, coming through, really appreciate everybody. You understand? Bless up to the fans them all over the globe, especially the fans them in West Africa tuning to the Nick and That podcast. I understand that's how much we are reaching the people in the diaspora, especially the ones that, deep rooted in our ancestors' countries in West Africa. But shall we? The Club World Cup game, the final. Wow. No one expect this, the man that who bet in money upon this game for Chelsea to win. Not just win, but to walk away with with a clean sheet at the end of the game. Like, my God, my goodness grace. You understand? As a Chelsea fan, I was telling a Virgin that look, Chelsea might not playing their best football at the moment, but I only can remember Chelsea lose one final, and that was all it. I might be wrong. I don't have that memories. What was that next final?
Against Tottenham in the quarterback cup, which they called back then
Oh, the all it,
the
the
Carling Cup.
Carling Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a penalty shootout.
No, they won 1-0. I think.
Oh, so I mean, see,
Yeah.
so you have to go all the way back to probably a decade and a half. The last time Chelsea went to a final and lose. But look, my remembrance can tell me that, like, yo, when Chelsea go to final, it's always a double for them. Over the last couple of years, especially the last decade as well. You understand? But to be honest, I was watching the game the first 15 minutes. I would say, look, Chelsea was patterned with their tactics. They knew exactly what Luis Enrique was going to offer, with his team on the pitch. And to be honest, Chelsea seems like they wanted it more. Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain team just seems like they just come think that it's just a walk in the park. You understand?
Yeah.
It just seems like they just come to think it was a walk in the park. But your assessment on your team, especially in that first 50 minutes of dominance before PSG took over the game, but you hit them on the runner play.
Yeah, I think Maresca got his lineup spot on. I think everybody was wasn't sure about that midfield with Reece James coming in and Gusto was playing at right back, and they were very very scared of Kvaratskhelia down
Yeah.
that left side. So everybody, even me myself, was very concerned about that lineup, but it paid off. You get what I'm saying? You get everything spot on. The team, as you said, Chelsea come out look like they want it more.
Yeah.
They were urgent. They were in PSG face. PSG couldn't come out PSG couldn't come out of the half in the first 5 minutes. They barely could have made it out the half. You get what I'm saying? So I think you have to give Maresca a lot of credit. I've been one of his biggest critics, and he have turned it around. You get what I'm saying? So I think Maresca owed tactics Luis Enrique.
Yeah, you could say that, and I just think that Paris Saint-Germain didn't make it any easier for themselves. They were so predictable on the football pitch.
Yeah.
You understand? Look, we can't fault Luis Enrique and the Paris Saint-Germain team of not turning up. You understand? But not turning up. The Paris Saint-Germain team of not turning up, and you will be like, okay, fine, they didn't turn up. You understand? But at least I want to see, the energy, from the PSG team. That's what their model based upon of the energy, the tenacity, quick passing around,
Christina, come get him, please.
Quick passing, around, on the football pitch where, they just can't get the football. But you have to give, the Blues, a lot of credit because they were so
fighting with him
all over, on the pitch trying to close down, the Paris Saint-Germain team, and I must say, I think what kind of win Chelsea the game,
wash up and everything.
I think what kind of get the Chelsea team, to maneuver this Paris Saint-Germain team is to get Caicedo and Enzo with somebody else in the midfield where, the likes of Cole Palmer can drift, from the right, coming inside, go all over. He was just all over the pitch. You understand? And he was defending very deep, and he was very disciplined as well, especially Neto. It's like Neto at one time was playing as a left wing back. You understand? And then, when Cole Palmer is drifting, all around the pitch, you have a player like, Malo Gusto that is running that channel. And I must say, look, Gusto, you have to give him a lot of credit for what he has been doing, especially in the last 6 months, since the last injury that Reece James got. He went down and he just stepped up. But I want your takes on that midfield three, the Caicedo and the captain Reece James partnership with Enzo, bringing that extra balance of energy, and they were fight. It's like a South American warrior ship in that midfield.
Going into this, when everybody was talking about this game, everybody was saying that PSG have the best midfield. I think they do have the best combination with Vitina, John Neves, and Luis. I think they have I give it to them. They have best midfield. But I always said to people that I always have confidence in Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and even Reece James. I think Reece James did a really good captain performance today. And I always stress to everybody that every time when I talk about that game and what I think was going to happen in that game, I tell people, do not underestimate Chelsea midfield. I think that's where the battle was going to win, and that's exactly what happened. I think Chelsea dominated the midfield today. Vitina could not run through that 1-2, and then he's onto your defense. They didn't. I think they only did that one time, and he lost the ball. They could not get through. That they just did not able to get through. And I think Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo, Chelsea have spent so much money on these two players. You get what I'm saying? They invest a lot. Yeah. And you can see the maturity is coming now. The potential was always there. My biggest problem with those players, it was their maturity. You get what I'm saying? And perform on a consistent base. And they started doing it now. You get what I'm saying? You start to see that consistency. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And that chemistry and that connection with them now. So I think that's where the battle wanted it. And kudos to
and then when you have a young Brazilian Andre Santos come, yeah,
Yeah,
they can come off the bench and bring that same energy, that fighting spirit, and
yeah.
you have player like Lavia that still can come off the bench. Even Drews, but he might not be the quality like those players, but
Mm-hmm.
he's a fighter as well. So if you can get those bench players to to play a part as well and be more proactive and consistent, to what the coach want. And I must say, this is what Enzo Maresca like. This is what the seventh Italian manager. I think Vialli didn't want anything at Chelsea.
He did.
Um, Vialli did some once what?
He won the FA Cup and the all time European
Yo,
Cup.
yeah, Chelsea model because look, remember when Mourinho came in, 50 years they never win the Premier League final.
Yeah, but they did won the FA Cup and the Super Cup and the Club Winners' Cup.
Come on, man. The Premier League. Look, the Matteo won the what?
Yeah,
Look
but
at
you
what the
cannot get
Matteo
rid of
won.
history.
Look
You
at
can't get rid of
Look at
history.
what the Matteo win.
You know, history.
Antonio Conte won the Premier League.
Yeah.
What did Ancelotti won? Did he won the Premier
Ancelotti
League
won
as
the
well?
Premier League too.
In 2009, 010, somewhere right there.
Yeah, and the FA Cup. Yeah.
Sorry, was Sorry the
The
coach?
Europa League.
The Europa League when he beat Arsenal in Baku.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So Enzo is not not a manager that is not going to really come in and as an Italian history said that Italian managers have always get the best out of Chelsea and get something in silverware. But I want to touch on successful tournament because we see reports already going around that Infantino, FIFA have made generate $2 billion in revenue. That's like 31 million per game. The UEFA Champions League, only thing can come close to that as club football, where they generate like 28 millions per game during the UEFA Champions League. I know whatever and FIFA after playing a part in any tournament, they will make the money as much as the tickets might sell in terms of sometimes you go on Ticketmaster, you see $20-$30 ticket to go to a FIFA Club World Cup, but that's not where the big funds really generate. It's all about advertisement, the ads. That's what pay the bills for FIFA. But successful tournament, the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I think a lot of people try to beat down on it. People try to say it's a glorified friendly and etc. And I think it's the new way of football. I think this is going to be something that's going to happen every 4 years now, just as the World Cup. I think this is something that clubs going to have to look out for, especially financially. I think it was a successful. I enjoyed it. I didn't have any problem with it. Otherwise, and just the weather, and the timing of when they're scheduling the games, because in America, timing and Europe is very different. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that's where they get it wrong. But I think everything it was good. I enjoyed it. The Brazilian teams, the South American, all the South American teams, everybody did their part. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be better and better, and teams gonna want to be competing it. And who else to say? Chelsea has been the one that won it, and if your team won it at the end of the day, you're gonna feel happy. But if you didn't want it, it's okay. But I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be happening. I don't know if they're gonna keep it. I feel like it's gonna happen wherever the World Cup is gonna keep.
Remember, they really looking for that tournament to replace the Confederation Cup. They really did looking for a tournament to replace the Confederation Cup, and it seems like this is the one that's going to replace the Confederation Cup. You understand? And I have to give it to the Americas teams, except Seattle, because I don't think they were really making too much noise in terms of fun, the atmosphere, but every other else team in the Americas region that enter the FIFA Club World Cup, they give it their all. They give it everything on the pitch. Their fans leave every chant in that stadium, and a lot of these fans, going to walk away happy. I might say the Boca Juniors River Plate, fans might be a little bit sad. Think they probably could have progressed a little bit more further into the tournament, but I mean, Palmeiras, Botafogo, Fluminense, all these teams, have played a wonderful part in the tournament, and what FIFA is trying to do, the atmosphere, they traveling their numbers, and this is a replicate of what will happen in 12 months' time, the America's teams, yeah, will dominate the numbers in the stadium coming in the World Cup. Yes, you're going to have the mass of travelers from Europe who will come and support the European teams. You know that as a fact that will happen. But when you see, the Los Cafeteros like the Colombia, the Albe Celeste, all these South American teams, you understand, especially the L3, when they pull up for a game in the new renovated Azteca, it will be jam packed over 100,000 people. So the atmosphere will be crazy, crazy next year, and I'm hopefully it will be a successful tournament where everyone will go out and really like it. But I just want to say Ballpree TV said they beat you guys in the FA Cup final, and I do remember that when Chelsea did supposed to win that game, or they make
Yeah, yeah,
Liverpool,
yeah, yeah. I think they did. Yeah,
or they make Liverpool
yeah,
drag
but
now. You understand? That was a final.
Valkyrie, whatever remember about that. We are world champion. We're not busy about that. We are world champion.
I mean, look, I want to get to something before we move on from this topic. The Luis Enriquez thing, where I don't know which player did he tap in his face. Was it
Ja
Andre
Pedro.
Santos? João
Ja
Pedro?
Pedro. Yeah,
You
him
know,
and Donnarumma.
yeah, you remember when the what's that coach that died? Villanova. Do you remember that Barcelona coach where him and Jose Mourinho added the issues on it and in the El Clasico? I think when
Yeah,
Jose
yeah.
Mourinho,
I know the coach you're talking, but I forgot
yeah,
his name.
yeah, I think he died of cancer or something like that. But this is like a similar issue. But going forward, FIFA will definitely take charge of that action, and Luis Enriquez, might find himself with a hefty fine and also some match ban, on the touchline. But it's just crazy. Like they lost their humanity, losing a game in that manner. They just
Yeah.
didn't expect that. But a man like Luis Enriquez, and he just went over the top. What you takes on that as well?
We play football. We've been
Yeah,
there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna speak as a football player and a person that been through winning games and losing games. And we've been there. You get what I'm saying? Heat at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So I know we look at it and it's bad, especially it's
yeah,
happened on the TV and at such a level. It's bad. But I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite and say me not fight with man after my team lose. There's a me I say we play skimmage football, road football in Jamaica, and we lose and want to fight. There's a me I say so. I think they're gonna ban him. I think he's gonna get a suspension after whatever they need to do. But I am not gonna sit here and say beat him, ban him for 10 years. No, I think it's the heat of the moment. We have been in those situations before. You lose the game and then you go over the top, and I'm have to come out and do apologize and let's move on. I think it's just the heat of the moment and that's it. I don't think Luis Enrique is that type of person. You get what I'm saying? I just think it's the heat of the moment.
30 second. All you sums up what's going to happen in the future with Jackson.
Honestly, I would have loved to keep Jackson. I think Jackson is a good team player. Could keep around the team. But I don't think he's gonna want to be accepted just for third place. But I would love to keep Jackson. But I could see Jackson leave, but I think Jackson wants to stay. I think he actually wants to stay. But I could see Chelsea sell him because you see what Dilap did when he came off in a few minutes. I could see that rotation with Dilap and Pedro, João Pedro,
Yeah.
so it's sad because I do like Jackson. I don't know why, but I kind of do like Jackson. I think he have a lot to him game. I know he's not the best finisher, but I think he have a lot to him game. But I could see Chelsea cashing on Jackson unless Jackson can do a job on the left side on the wing. But if Chelsea do sign another winger, I can see the cashing on Jackson.
Yeah. The coach that had the conflict with Jose Mourinho back in the El Clasico was Tito Villanova.
Yeah.
Tito Villanova rest in peace. I think he died. Yeah. But moving on to a more sensitive topic. The day, I think it was in the evening, literally saw the headlines of Leon Chippy Bailey, of the connection of there's a possibility of interest coming from the Turkish club, one of the powerhouse team in Turkish football. Jose Mourinho linking, probably soon in the near future. Hopefully, it can happen. I would love to see him in Turkish football for many different reasons. Would you imagine a regular boy player coaching by Jose Mourinho, the special one? Arguably, one of probably in the top three coaches of the last 30 years. I mean, I'm just kind of mind blowing of of Leon Bailey linking with the Turkish club that Jose Mourinho is coaching at this moment. It's like if someone wake you up out of a dream and said, "Hey, this is what's going to happen," you will go back to sleep and say, "This can't be a reality of what's really happening." What you think of that interest of there's a possibility if things can materialize, Leon Bailey could be playing in the Super League.
I did a show last night. I was talking about the same conversation about Bailey and the links with Bailey. Personally, I would not want Bailey to go to Turkish league. I know a lot of people have a different opinion on that. I personally would love for him to stay in the Premier League. Get a move. I think Brentford would be a very good option for him. I think Brentford is losing a lot of players. They're about to lose Wemo. They're gonna lose Wissa. They lost No God. So I think Brentford they're gonna have a lot of cash in the bank for able to bring in players. So I think they will need players. Fulham is there. Bournemouth. There's a lot of quality competitive team in the Premier League where Bailey can go and continue his career. I know the money that he's gonna get from Fenerbahce is not gonna be the same compared to those teams. You get what I'm saying? But I think the level is way much better. Seeing him on the highest level playing in the Premier League. So me personally, I would love for him to stay in the Premier League. But I think maybe going to Turkey could help him, work on that Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is not a nonsense coach, turning up to training late, they're on social media doing nonsense. You just cannot do that under Jose, or you're going to get dropped. So I think it's very risky because if Bill go amongst Mourinho and do any foolishness, he could be out of this team and not even in the squad. So I think it's very risky. I don't think people understand that Jose is.
I was just start talking about Leon Bailey, football guru, come on. But what me I say still, football guru do have a point, and this is the thing you said of doing, stuff that is not really need to happen outside of football. But what's there? What's there to do in Turkey? What's there to do in Turkey? Not much. Maybe you can take a quick private jet to Greece and enjoy some local day off or two. You understand? But there's not much to do in Turkey. There's not much. It's a Muslim country. They do take things differently in
they
that
take football
country.
serious.
I mean, Istanbul is a big city. It's a big city.
But look how many players that went over there. Zaha went over there and he left very quick. I realized that there's a lot of I would say unculturized players that went over there don't really stay for too long. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think Bill is culturized in like Muslim, Christian, like I don't think he's like that. So I think a lot of unculturized players that go over there don't really stay too long over there. So my thing is, why risk go over there when you're probably gonna leave in 6 months or the next chance for him? It's waste of time.
Yeah. Daniel, you see, moving sometime away to one familiar, country and really get a player to focus. And these are the stuff that we want Leon Bailey to start to do, like, start to be a lot more focused, on the pitch, leaving stuff that, all of the stuff that going to get him in problem.
Read a message.
You understand, brother? So, Bailey playing for Jose Mourinho, it can bring good and it can bring bad. We already seen Jose Mourinho calling out, the corruption of the referees, more biased towards, Galatasaray. You understand? We seen, and Evo, I think it was the last Istanbul derby between the two giants. they had I think it was a Slovakia or Slovenia. Remember, I told you that they're going to have an outside referee, you understand, to come and ref that game. So there's a lot of issues Jose Mourinho himself been dealing with that football club. But when you look at it at this moment, the deal between Fenerbahce and Jadon Sancho is completely off. They have no outside right winger other than Talisca,
Yeah.
someone that who is earning just as a little bit more than a Leon Bailey. You understand? And Villa and at Fenerbahce, Fenerbahce have to match his Al Nassr contract. So now we're looking at so many different stuff with how this deal can really materialize. But on the field, I mean, he will do get game time, but the Turkish fans, you cannot mess with their football. You have to have that passion. You have to put in your heart and soul. As I said, it can crash in 2 games, but it can benefit him as well. And
Yeah.
with a Jose Mourinho, who is a very coach that is very disciplined, especially his wingers. He needs his wingers to be very disciplined, in the attack and in the defensive line as well. So maybe, and you as a Jamaican, it's hard. If Jose Mourinho really need you, it will be such a hard job to turn down a offer of working under the special one. This is a lifetime opportunity. And also, Dan, they will be playing in the qualification in, I think it's early August or late July. So they will play that first qualifying round, getting into the group stage as well. Galatasaray is a team that finish first, so they get the automatic qualifying spot. And then again, Galatasaray is a team who's been winning over the last couple of years. Before even Jose came in, they won the league over 100 points. And Fenerbahce haven't won the Super League in the last 11 years. And I understand Jose signed so many different players last season. Now they're looking for wingers. And when you look in that team, there's no really true and true winger. The only true and true winger, especially that played out on Leon Bailey right hand side, it's Talisca, as I said. And sometimes you see Jose play with 3 at the back, 4-3-4-3, 3-4-3, the 4-2-3-1. You understand? But I would love to see this. And goes back to what you're saying about the rumors with the Premier League clubs. That you have to get ahead of yourself now. Like Fulham and these clubs, if they really want to get Leon Bailey, there will be interest already. The Premier League clubs, I don't think any suitors at this moment in the Premier League. I think his days are numbered in England. I think he needs to find himself somewhere outside of England. I don't think any real suitors out there right now in England that
I
will
think,
take up.
and I think that's up to his contract too. I think he's getting a lot of money at Aston Villa, and I don't think any take away the top 6. I don't think any other team's gonna pay that. I think the closest team probably that play that is Newcastle. I don't think Newcastle need another winger. Aston Villa, that's the only team that around that area.
Aston Villa is a big club.
Yeah, isn't it? So I just don't see how he able to get that move. But I don't know. I think if Villa put him up on the market and say, "Oh, this guy is available," I think he would have a lot of suitors, but I think he'd have to take a pay cut.
Villa is looking at Ferran Torres.
Mm.
Villa is looking at Ferran Torres at this moment. I just think that Leon Bailey at the back end of or the early part of the season, Unai Emery just didn't favor him anymore. He just lose the trust of the player. It can go as quickly in football where 2 games ago you were the favorite for the coach. You got injured, you missed 3 games, you come back, you're just not the favorite. But again, though, fitness issue is a thing for Leon Bailey. Mourinho team is normally one of the fittest team around.
Yeah.
You understand? But is it that Mourinho can get the best out of Leon Bailey weakness? That's what we really need to see on the pitch. Is discipline.
Yeah.
His fitness is a big issue on that football pitch, and his attitude of sometimes not willing to run with the runners and to playing for Jose Mourinho. You remember when Eden Hazard had this issue where he tells Jose, I'm an attacker, I'm not a defender.
Yeah, I think football goal is very correct. I think Jose is all about a team. I think he will put Bailey a left wing back and Bailey have to work. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said, but Bailey being in the football industry and knowing that Jose is a very strict coach. Yeah. So I'm gonna give Bailey the benefit of the doubt and say if he goes there, him have himself to think that this is Jose Mourinho. Him have to respect him and listen to him. I don't think Bailey is naive to go there and try to clash with Jose or don't listen to Jose. You get what I'm saying? As much as we think Bailey have an ego and I will probably think say him full of himself, I don't think Bailey will go there and try to clash with Jose.
Yeah, there's no player can win that battle. There's no player can ever win that battle. You understand? So there's different parts of Leon Bailey where Jose Mourinho can really, make the player, a little bit more better in terms of his defensive structure and his fitness on that football pitch. But Jose Mourinho is not even the big issue in it, Daniel. Jose Mourinho can be happy with the player doing his defensive duties and making, what he needs to do tactically on that football pitch for Leon Bailey. But then again, remember, the Turkish fans, they are some of the craziest fans in Europe, especially the fans in Istanbul. You don't BS their football. They would let it be known early. You understand? This is not where you can go do an interview with Jay Fraze and talk about Jamaica can't interfere and go on in Turkey and said Fenerbahce can't interfere. You will find yourself behind closed door, training with yourself at that football club. And this is not a club where you will go and have payment issues, just like what Renan Asifas, is going through, used to go through at Ankara Gochu before he was a free agent. This is a top club. This is arguably probably the richest club in Turkish football. This is a club that once was, I think, probably still in the top 20 of the most wealthiest club in Europe.
Fenerbahce?
Yeah, it's. I think they value up to 500 million. You understand? So it's a very, very strong club, and Galatasaray generate all of the money, just like Barcelona and Real Madrid in terms of TV revenues. So the fans want to get back a Super League. They're giving Jose Mourinho all the power, all the money. And if you look at it, Jean Duran is at the football club. Edwin Dzeko left the club. He went to Fiorentina. But the Fred and the base of that team, I think Saint Maximin went back, to the Saudi club. He was on loan.
Yeah.
So the base of that club is still there. I mean, Sofian Amrabat been linking with Atalanta, where I think they're trying to get 20 mil, which is really exceeding the player transfer value.
Yeah.
So when you look at the team need a little bit more strength in the attacking third. And remember, Bailey's a left foot player. Coaches do tend to have something they think they can get the best out of a left foot player. And as I said earlier, the deal with Sancho is off because of the money that they're willing to bid. It was low. But then again, listen this. You know that Amaran was contacted by Jose Mourinho over the deal of Sancho, of asking Amaran about Jadon Sancho's character as a player.
Yeah.
And Amaran told Jose Mourinho what he needs to tell him in that conversation. And Jose Mourinho said, hey, I cannot do this anymore. So it has to be character. You have to be disciplined. So Jose don't want those players in his camp.
Yeah.
That's why Saint Maximin was kind of frozen out at one point during that last season, because his attitude and not willing to do the extra miles, as much as his flair was getting behind defenders, but him and Jose Mourinho have a little bust up. So I mean, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Jose is I don't know if he's still the same, but when we was watching Jose coming up, he was all about mentality. You get what I'm saying? And he doesn't like, I just I can't see a man like Sancho around Jose. I don't think Sancho take football serious. I think if Sancho did take football serious, he would have still at Chelsea. I think he's all about the money. So I can see. I do not, just by previous events and the whole Bailey carry himself, I don't trust him to go there. I really don't trust him to go there.
All right. We haven't heard any suitors in the Prem. Where else Liam Bailey going to go?
I rather him go Turkey than go to Saudi. Because I feel like if he go Turkey, and I feel like if he goes Saudi Arabia, his level is gonna go down. Just like Demar Gray. The level is gonna go down. Because nobody's gonna be keeping up with the NBA otherwise than we, but the level and the competitiveness, we lose, it's okay. You get what, regardless, he's gonna get his paycheck. You get what I'm saying? So I think that if there's a choice, I rather him to go to Turkey League. At least
I think because the demand that will be on him from the fans.
And plus they might get into Champions League. So the quality, so the motivation will be there. But going to Saudi, bro, come on. The level is gonna drop, and I speak about this. We need to start taking serious of what these players are doing into their club, because they're bringing over the same lower level, not performing, inconsistent football and come bring it to the national team. We need to start looking into that and see, like, this is why the team not performing, because we have players who's not performing at their best. I'm not gonna watch the level. I'm gonna watch because you could go to Saudi Arabia and tear it up.
Yeah, Ronaldo
did. All these players did. Saudi Arabia is a good level, is a good league, but I'm talking about the character of Liam Bailey. Is he gonna go there and take it serious?
Let's see what Football Guru is saying. You aren't going to force players like Bailey, Sancho, Rashford, and Greenwood to play defense the way coaches want. Demar is saying, bring in laziness. That's what they bring. Jose can only coach in place like Turkey because he has burned a lot of bridges at higher level. Yeah, I mean, I think Jose Mourinho days are already numbered.
I don't think it have nothing to do with burning bridges. I just think Jose days is
exploring.
I think Jose is exploring, and Jose go with the bag there. You think Jose now make a good bag of turkey? You think Jose now make over money? I think Jose is exploring, and he's coming to his end of his club career. I think Jose next step might be international. I think people still respect Jose in the game.
Yeah, when you go to countries like that, I think probably when you look at outside of England, outside of Spain, Germany, France, probably Turkey are the only league that probably can really generate that funds to pay Jose between 7 to 10 million euros per year. You understand? So let's see what's going to really going to materialize for the reggae boy player, Liam Chippy Bailey. But Dan, I'm going to say it, man. This deal, not just Fenerbahce, but Liam Bailey transfer, it's going to go down to the wire, because there's not a lot of suitors in the market for him. Where I'm saying suitors in terms of big clubs that will be playing in the Champions League. You understand? There's not just be real. What we saw is not on that level of what he did last season. There's not a lot of Champions League suitors will be out there, fighting for his signature. And then again, you have to look at it. He have 2 years left on his contract. Aston Villa are trying to maximize and try to get at least the money that they bought him for, or a little bit more change over what they bought him for.
Yeah.
And there's no talks of him renewing his contract, which contract will end in 2027.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a club trying to protect Liam Bailey value for their own sake, so they can get at least the value that they bought him for. Put it like this: if Fenerbahce not want to pay that 15 million plus the 5 million adds on in payment plan, right? You think that they're going to put up 30 million on the table for what Aston Villa really want for Leon Bailey? No, they will not. And in the market at this moment, probably Sancho is a more high profile player than Leon Bailey because of one, maybe his nationality and the way he brought up, maybe his agents or whatever.
Aston Villa not getting 30 million for Liam Beale in this market. The most, unless you work on the Chelsea board and they can figure out somewhere, but the most Aston Villa probably will get for Beale in this market. Currently, you are 28, gonna be 28 next month. The most I would say Bailey could get. The highest I'm gonna say 20 to 15 million. That's the highest. Not more about that. There's no
maybe the
for him?
Saudi club. I think they pay for like 25, 30 million for him.
Yeah, he's not getting.
Maybe they will get that from a Saudi club. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they will get that from a Saudi.
Yeah, they probably Saudi club don't care. They pay whatever.
Yeah. Or a Qatari club.
Yeah.
You understand? But what may I say is Dan say Bailey need to stay in the EPL. Yeah, fine. But which club? Where what suitors will be in for him? I mean,
one thing I could say, I would not want to go to a relegation club.
You see, that's where I don't want the conversation to go down the road to, where he's going to leave a club that is challenging for European tournaments every season under this coach, playing in Champions League, playing in Conference, playing in Europa League.
If it come to him saying, say Burnley want him,
yeah,
I think I'd rather him go to Turkey than go to Burnley, because most teams that come up from the Championship right now probably going mad though.
So Liverpool won the league, Arsenal came second, City third, Chelsea fourth, Newcastle fifth. That's the 5 Champions League teams in the Premier League. Aston Villa finished 6th, Nottingham Forest finished 7th. They will be playing in the conference. Crystal Palace, a London team, we don't know what will happen if it's really concrete. If it's going to be if it's concrete that they were playing in the Europa League or the Conference League, they won the cup. Tottenham is another club that in the Champions League. When you look at the tactics of how that's his name, Thomas Frank, the Brentford coach.
Yeah.
When you look at how he played, he played with runners. You have to can run. Bailey doesn't really give that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really give that. Unai Emery doesn't really ask for his wingers to be runners. He's more like tactical, inverted. Create space, stay wide, create numbers on the wide, leave spaces in the middle for the midfielders to maneuver and make room. So that's what I'm saying. The way how he played, and it seems like the way how he played for the Reggae Boys, and at times for Aston Villa. You remember that game? I think Newcastle smashed them. I think that game Newcastle smashed them at St. James Park.
Yeah.
And they were just strolling on that football pitch.
I saw somebody, Neil Gold, make a very good point. I think Forest need players. They lost Elanga.
All right.
They might lose what's his name? James Gibbs White.
Yeah.
So they do need players, and they in the Europa League. They're gonna get in the Europa League. So
I think the Europa League or Conference League.
Yeah, so that's a good place to go. And I think the way they play kind of suit Bailey, counter-attack football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's somewhere where he could look at.
You see, this are Dan, this are the next thing. I think any move he make the payroll off a big bro. Nobody.
No. I'm sorry, Dan. Nobody not gonna pay Bailey the money right now unless it's Saudi Arabia. Bailey and Bailey can't think about say any big club in the Premier League are paying big money at this point in their career. Bailey do not over last year for one demands big money. Come on.
Yeah, I think the statue of his career, only one good season at Aston Villa. Really.
Pass me water, please.
really, really,
Whatever.
one really good season at that time. But I don't think a team, maybe a team like Forest, a team with a rich history, a team with the fan base is huge. They generate a lot of money in terms of fans that coming through the gate as well, sponsorship. They do make quite a few funds around the football club. So I maybe think a club like Forest, who is a giant club, European winners like Aston Villa, it's kind of similar in terms of their stature. I think the purse probably Forest are the team that can really pay him close to the 6 million that he's earning a year. You understand? So I mean, it's bro, it's frustrated. You understand? But I don't. This is the thing. Like as a player that coming from Jamaica, a youth that growing up in cassava piece, work so hard to get into the Premier League. Yeah, work so hard to get into the Premier League, Daniel. From so many different roads in Europe before you meet your ends and sign that big professional contract again and manage to find yourself in the Premier League. If you're going to move from that Premier League club, my God, it has to be another Premier League club. At least put in that shift as a player. Put in that shift. A coach told me that look at Leon Bailey physique. It's no difference. It only get baggy of body fat. You understand? A coach told me this, like, bro, look at Leon Bailey and the players that he was playing with probably 7-8 years ago, and look at their body physiques going close to the 30 mark. It doesn't represent a player that seems like he's putting in the work.
I don't think he's
and
putting in the work.
he cannot give you a 90-minute game explosive playing Leon Bailey stuff, moving around on the football pitch, weekend, weekend, midweek. He just cannot give you that stamina of a run of games like what a Mo Salah been doing for Liverpool. 32, 33 years old.
Yeah.
So having the tool of playing in the English Premier League, playing for Aston Villa, best of the best facility, best of the best coaching staff, you have to improve off the pitch. You cannot go into the gym and say, yo, I'm gonna just do no. Your physique's not sure that your body is transforming from a boy going to be a man. It's just not sure, brother. You understand? And I'm not saying the player might not put in the work off the pitch, but it's just not enough. It's just nothing. Look at the Alphonso Davies. Look at even at the Christian Pulisic. They told him at AC Milan. Maldini look at him like, listen, to be a successful player, not just for AC Milan, but to be a successful player playing at the top, you have to mature. Your body have to mature. You have to get a more strength. You have to get stronger. Your physics has to change over the years. You understand? So there's a lot of stuff, and I can say the player might want to party, as what a lot of people saying in the comment section. But bro, you can party during the off season and make sure that when it comes on to getting back ready for the season, pre-season, you're ready. But look at this, Daniel. Leon Bailey had his best season 2 seasons ago where he played 50 plus games, 20 plus goals involvement overall, right? What he did, one, he took a break from international football. Two, he was just partying like crazy in Jamaica. And then the last week, 7 to 14 days, you see him up at Miami around on a football pitch with one coach. Bro, sometimes when you have a very good season like that, just go relax. You understand what I say? But you're there around a lot of man in a dance where smoke the hookah, the weed, the split, bro. Them thing that you see your lungs, very important for an athlete. It's very important, bro. Like, I remember, I think it was 2009, Bolt did a little mini interview where it's like, yo, I try my best to stay away from, the ganja spliff, the smoking and stuff like that, because you see the way how you breathe when you're running fast, your lungs have a lot to do with it. You understand? Your lungs have a lot to do with it. So having the best season at Leon, as a Aston Villa player for Leon Bailey, that summer he really needs to step up in game during that summer of getting the best of the best training. Go have a time off with your family, but come back early with a real professional coaching staff that's going to get you prepared, brother. I've heard, Alfonso Davis, as much as you see him online streaming Daniel, yeah, Alfonso have his own personal staff with him. As much as he cannot do work on his foot, but this, look at every player around. Look at when Bellingham went to Dortmund. Do you see anybody transform? You understand? So me no know, like, we can't see our best player, our most marquee player in the history of Jamaica football play at the highest level, week in, week out, can't get to that level. Bro, it's sad and it's sickening. Like, you have to invest. Anthony Elanga tell you that him invest $5 million in equipments at home alone. Ray Ferdinand talk about it, and like, Ray Ferdinand was shocked.
Yeah, I like
Ray
I like
Ferdinand
how
was shocked.
Alanga bring himself really, 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 really top.
Daniel, you think Anthony Elanga coming up is a better player than Liam Bailey at teenager age coming? No.
No.
But over the years, gradually, these players work on their craft.
Yeah. Work hard.
Very hard, bro.
Off season, work very hard. I'm not saying Bailey don't work hard, but compared to what I see from other players,
It's just
I
not
don't.
enough.
I don't think.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that Bailey is a player that don't work hard. To
I
reach
think
that level, you have to put in a level
yeah,
of.
but I think he got comfortable.
But then again, exactly. But if you compare to the money that Leon getting at Aston Villa, it's talk the cheese in the world. Where the top ball of them over the years get in salary, chalk the cheese. So, bro, there's sky's the limit to make money in football. And I know that for a fact, bro. Anthony Elanga and these players, the RV Barnes, these players that the wing has been running up and down, the Mbuemo, these players weren't as talented as Leon Bailey. They weren't even getting the highlight as Leon Bailey. Bro, I remember, at probably turning 20, Leon Bailey was one of the top prospect in European football among some of the best players now. So for a look at you like that, in a cassava piece, like, you understand, start exposed to the money, start make the money do some work for you in your spare time, in your private life. And you see, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You see, the people when you're surrounded sometimes, it's very important to success. Yeah. You see, the people then when you surround yourself with at times is very important to success. As much as we see Raheem Sterling being underperforming, but you cannot take away the work that Raz putting in. Look at Raz when him left Liverpool, and look at Raz after him leaving Man City. Completely different body transform. But as I say, our player, the only transforming body make, I put on body fat. How can you perform at the highest level putting on body fat when you're getting older? It just can't happen, bro. And this is why Jamaican people frustrated with the baller. You understand?
Yeah.
Frustrated with the footballer. And bro, me and you and the rest of people watching the stream and the rest of people them who watch Leon Bailey want to see success. when Bolter perform at Olympic, it makes us happy, bro. Makes us even 100% more proud to be a Jamaican. Now, I'll be able to give interviews now compared to back then. He's okay with his life at this moment. He don't give a damn. That's what I read from his interviews. He's comfortable.
Yeah.
Like the man tell you literally like, yo, me not business about the media, business of people want chat. Bro, you, as a player, sometimes you do have to give a damn about what your own people saying about you. These are the people that help build up your credibility in terms of giving you the support, follow your social medias, give you a platform. If them people around say, yo, them never did follow your social media platform, talk about you, Google you, build up that credibility off the pitch. Bro, Jamaican people done a lot for him as well by supporting him. You know it feels to be in a room where nobody supports you?
Yeah.
And to say Jamaican people, Jamaica, it's like Jamaica can't do anything for you. Jamaica has a lot to do for you, my friend. So I think the love for the country when we have one time when I rave the black, green, and gold in Europe for Genk and the real partner in a Germany, maybe that passion was there.
I don't
And
think
maybe it was just to get at this level and just to say, okay, I make it.
Yeah.
I mean, £6 million is a whole lot of money for any youth growing up in one of the slums in Kingston. You understand? So, as me say, the interviews when we get from him now, Daniel, and interviews him, but then you could hear how he want to get success. Now, it's all about him just not care, him money, this, him comfortable. Them words, bro. You have never heard Ronaldo at his age saying he's comfortable with life.
But hear this. You have the right to say all of those things and feel how you want to feel. But I leave the responsible for the JFF to move forward and do what's best for the team. Because if Bale is still gonna come and play lackluster and not performing, I have to blame the JFF. You get what I'm saying? Because we are. I think
JFF for what?
To constantly have him as the poster boy for the team.
Oh.
Maybe when Greenwood come in, they will try to little bit try to push him aside.
Yeah.
You know what I say? But I think that JFF after Anga Bailey situation well good because I don't know what Bailey and JFF have, but until then we would know. But my past stage with Bailey.
I do.
You know, I tell people him rich, him having money, da. But pass him stage. You get me? I say so. I'm hoping the best. I think the next move gonna define his rest of his career.
His next move is very crucial.
Yeah, very crucial.
His next move is very crucial. Somebody said that Leon Bailey is a legend in Jamaica. I don't know.
Bailey is not a legend.
Neil Gould said Bailey a legend in which Jamaica? Question mark. A must Jamaica Avenue.
Being being a legend in Jamaica didn't care about the rest.
Bailey, to be honest, I mean, you're probably making a claims. I'm not, trying to discredit what you said, but for me, my opinion, I don't think Leon Bailey is a legend in Jamaica.
Bailey himself not telling him not a legend. Bailey's not a legend.
Bailey haven't lived up to that standard as a reggae boy player. But
going down as a legendary footballer for Jamaica.
But as a Jamaican playing at the highest level for your club team, yes, you have a standard up there where the reach or you set it, it's very high. And it's probably a player like Whisper, a player like Norman Campbell, I think, who if him really get that next level coaching to enhance his ability, I do think that player can reach up there. A player like Kaim Dixon, if he do get exposed to a level where, yeah, you understand where he can do his thing, but I don't think Leon Bailey is a legend for Jamaican football. Instead of if you're going to be a legend for Jamaican football, it has to be for club and country. It has to be club and country. You can't just want to be a legend for Jamaican only play very good when you're playing for your club. What about in the country? You know the thing, like when you say the national team, I get batter bruise on the football pitch, where I get run over. When you look at a player like you looking at to bring the national team with his standard, it's like he's not even bothered. He's not even bothered, Daniel. And not really him alone. But when it comes to national team, you see the player that on the elite level, him gonna get the blame. But everybody I gotta look at what he's doing. You see, if him did I do him did I supposed to do, then nobody wouldn't have nothing to say. But he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Even when the team is playing with no structure, no system, nothing. But what the player is doing on the football pitch personally, he's not running around that football pitch. He's not putting that effort. You know, say majority of the time when Jamaica concede goal, Bailey find himself on the knee because him lose the ball somewhere around on the pitch.
Yeah.
You understand? So big up to each and everyone, in the chat. Really appreciate it. Bolt a legend, of course. Bolt is a legend. Bob Marley a legend. Bibi is a legend. Bibi have done a lot. He's served for the national team and for Bolton Wanderers as well. You understand? But I mean, you still can't take away the greatness of what Leon journey is and how he create that pathway, for himself to be at that level.
He's not a legend.
It takes a lot. You understand? And you see a legend, you see, to give a man a legendary status, a man have to have good leadership skills. A man have to have good leadership skills. It's not just playing at the top, but also who you galvanize around you.
Being all the years Billy I play for Jamaica, he have never did not for Jamaica. So I don't know what this legend.
Can't be a legend, man.
You have never win Jamaica a Gold Cup. You have
never win best player for us in a World Cup yet.
But he have the opportunity to bring us to a World Cup now. He could be one of those players.
Then in legendary status can
ask the players. Which players? Andre Blake is more of a legend.
Yeah.
Andre Blake is more of a legend. He have the accolades so to back that up.
Yeah. I think you want Caribbean Cup.
not even that though. You have been the best keeper in MLS over the past 3 seasons. So Andre Blake have his accolades to back it up. He has been the captain, probably one of the most capped players for Jamaica recently.
Bro, we know.
So you have his accolades to back it up.
Bro, we don't want to find an excuse, bro. Like
Bailey,
we respect Bailey, but them things you can't give Bailey accolades for the fair play of the talent we have.
Brother, after we call up Bailey,
Jamaica bring players from my national office before Bailey start playing for the national team.
We bring Bailey to come perform on the field, not to bring players. What is nonsense?
Fine. We don't want to find the excuse of him. You understand? All right. So, football guru say, football guru, guru, you a madman, guru, which 19-year-old, or Neil Gould, this is Neil Gould, guru, you a madman, which 19-year-old player go to the World Cup. Baby is a legend in Jamaica. Of course, Baby is a legend, but this is what I want to go to. Andre Blake worse than Leon for not making the leap to Europe. All right, fine. Andre don't make the leap to Europe. Fine. Fine. We can put that to our side and say, okay, fine, we'll accept that. But you can't remove the legendary status of the goalkeepers that come through MLS who have never done what Andre Blake did in the past. Andre Blake have spent around 11, 12 years in MLS. And he's been consistent from around 2016. until now. He galvanized that team. He saved them in numerous positions. You understand? He won something. I think he won like the Eastern Confed Cup. He played every time when he played for the national team. He played really up to the standard. At least I can give Blake a 8 points out of 10, literally almost every game. So he performed. Everybody can remember some performance of what Andre Blake did. Who remember that game at BMO Field? He's literally saved us in that game. Meanwhile, everybody was talking about Bowser goals and the Bobby Reed penalty. But Andre Blake in that first half made like 3 point blank save. If you ask me, what is the performance our fanboy gave us that we can really remember, like, yo, this was Leon Bailey. Don't even come to and tell me about this Guatemala game that he delivered one cross to Jonathan Russell. You understand? But Andre Blake spent a decade and more in MLS and in putting foot in that league where every time in a year Andre Blake name, he's one of the best in CONCACAF.
Yeah.
We have never heard Bailey name as reckon around. He's one of the best in CONCACAF because of his performance on the football pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Never. So I do think that maybe, Andre Blake, whatever reason, didn't make it to Europe, but at least, bro, Andre Blake is one of the best goalkeeper, or probably the best goalkeeper at this moment in the MLS. And over the last 5 years, especially. 3-time goalkeeper of the year. Which other goalkeeper have done that? You understand? So him dominating field both for club and country. So you can't erase what that guy did. The only thing we can give Leon credit for, after tried the journey through Europe, go to many different countries, begging to play and stuff like that, and keep a level-headed while, under the leadership of Craig Butler to guide you through, because you see, people don't really understand at times. You see, to be successful, you have to have that power behind you, that when the head drop down and looking at your toes like, can I make it? A Craig Butler come and one slap in your back with some words of encouragement that's going to lift you as a player. That's going to motivate you to even go harder. So we have to give Bailey him credit and him flowers for that. I've make it to Aston Villa, playing in a quarterfinal Champions League. You understand? You have to give him that. That journey there, and every player can match up to that. And every player have the spirit and the work ethic to get there. But when they get there, remember, tell yourself that you see the hard way take it for reach up there. The simple things get you back down quick as possible. You understand? So Bailey, we have to give him credit for when him to reach that level there and can earn decent money. When him can take care of people them, move them out of cassava piece, take care of them, old lady, take care. I don't know if his father's still alive, but whoever, family member. You understand? So you have to give him credit for that. Him earn that. Him earn that respect there. You have to give him that. Him earn that respect. We've seen many players break to get to the elite clubs in Europe. Many clubs around the world, our Jamaican players, they break before they even reach the Premier League standard. So you have to give him that as well. You understand? So the the mental capacity, like that we did it. But moving on though, Daniel. Enough is enough of Leon Chippy Bailey. When we do a video, I say, yo, Greenwood, best position on the football pitch is on that right wing, and whoever the coach feel like is his main player on that right hand side, they're going to have to bench. You understand what I say? And people are saying Mason Greenwood should play through the middle, play as a number 10. Why you want to move a man from his most successful position to put him somewhere where creating is not the biggest attribute of Greenwood skill set? Playing as a number 9, that's not his biggest attribute on the football pitch.
Yeah.
I do think coming off any one of those wing, especially the right hand side, that's where you get a more dangerous Mason Greenwood. You understand? If you look at it, for Getafe, I think that team played 4-4-2. Yeah, that team played 4-4-2 where they have these Spanish teams have a system and how they play 4-4-2. Unai Emery doing it. Greenwood play the 4-4-2. Sometimes players are right winger, sometimes players are left winger, but most play through the middle at times in that Getafe team. At United, the same. Sometimes the team plays with the 3-5-2. He's playing up front with somebody, but drifting and either wide side on the pitch. But more successful where he's the giant leading goal scorer in the French Liga, where he scored most of his goal coming off on that right hand side. A
Yeah.
player that who have taken the most shots towards the goal in French Liga be Ousmane Dembele, I think by 20 plus shots in the campaign. It's crazy, we want to move the player where he's more comfortable. And I don't think Jamaica have the players to play 4-4-2. Our players are not disciplined enough.
Yeah.
Not disciplined enough. And we don't have the coach to set up that 4-4-2 formation to beat down a team. Steve McCarron out of him dead in many ways. And managed to ask him to play 4-4-2 is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand. It seems like a lot of people don't watch Greenwood play. It's like they don't watch him because they might throw out all these position where to play forward, number 10, Like Greenwood all entire career is playing on that right side. Even when he was at United, he was playing on that right side in a social. So me get it weird them get this number 10, number 9. I don't know where they get this from. Maybe at the youth level, he did play as a striker.
As a striker,
but
yeah.
playing at a striker at the youth level compared to senior football is different. You get what I'm saying? So when Mason come, he's gonna be our best player. You don't play Messi at right back. You don't play Ronaldo at central midfield. They play them where is their best position for them to affect the game. That's where you play them. You get what I'm saying? So this nonsense about I don't care what Bailey play. Wherever Mason supposed to get in the team and perform, that's where you play. Figure out where you want to put everybody else. I don't care when you want to put everybody else. Because we already see what everybody else already do already for this team. Basically nothing. You get what I'm saying? So if anybody else, this team should be building around Mason Greenwood. You get what I'm saying? We supposed to build this team around him. Because he's going to be the difference maker when he comes. So this number 10 and number 9, throw that all away. He's supposed to be playing on the right side in a front three.
Yeah, and let me get to, Dan talking about, the 4-4-2 where, he said it's all you play. Like, all right, so this is what me have to say, towards Dan and the 4-4-2 now. Dan thoughts and football, we respect him. A youth who study the football, read like a book day in and day out, very knowledgeable, know a team should set up. But what Dan kind of misjudging the football is looking at the highest level and looking at our players. We don't have the players to play a 4-4-2. Bro, we do not have it. Who going to play as a winger for us in a 4-4-2 system? It takes a lot. It takes a lot, bro.
Take a lot.
Bro, I've heard you remember Lemar, the French player played for Atletico Madrid. Thomas Lemar. Bro, he said playing a 4-4-2, especially where Diego Simeone want to play, it's very difficult.
But here this
Fabregas tell you, it's very difficult to keep up with a Kante in the middle.
But yeah, I'm a let it finish, but I'm just gonna put this into perspective.
Yeah.
People who asking for a 4-4-2, you have to give up the ball. in this modern day,
Yeah.
for you to play a 4-4-2, you have to give up the ball. Because when you're playing against teams that playing with three midfielders, you're always gonna be a one man down in the midfield. So you're always gonna have to give up the ball and stay behind the ball. And that's what Atletico Madrid, Diego Simone is good at. You know what I say?
Yeah.
We not ready. We is, as I said, we are not that disciplined enough
Yeah.
to do
No,
that.
bro. If you look at the Germans coach do their philosophy back then from the 90s or early 2000s, and look how they program their team to play the 4-4-2, bro. It's look easy, and it's one of the formation that they used to use back then. But in this modern time, I know football is evolving and transforming the way it is now. We don't have those players tactically, position awareness. Our player them easily forget tune off. So we have to play some type of formation that's going to have our players get covered, because our two midfielders will always get exposed. You think when the football is on that left hand side and the left winger is defending, one of those midfield, the double pivot, has to go over to help. Depends on the circumstance.
Yeah.
And then that right winger automatically become one of the double pivots in the middle. If the ball sets up, boop, one diagonal pass, how quick, how much strength that player will have in his legs to get out there quick. We don't have anybody in our team. We don't have anybody in our team that's comfortable on the football to play a 4-4-2. We don't. We
Yeah.
don't. We don't, Daniel. We don't. That's the reality. We don't. We don't have the wing backs to be playing a 4-4-2. And then
No.
again, someone said, look at how James invert into a double pivot with Caicedo and Enzo. Bro, that's Chelsea team. That team, you be a crazy mental man that probably need to go on a belly for one of them big fat belly for compare a Chelsea team with this Jamaica team. Bro, like
yes.
understand the people them. I watch the football and I
But
hope for the best. But bro, we have to get to our standard. We can't just do
Chelsea,
that, bro.
Jamaica players them now get the coaching or Chelsea players them is getting. That I'm not. I'm not even talking about the ability of Chelsea players. The coaching. You think Steve McLaren have these ideas to put out to these players and where to position yourself, where to be on the field, where to collect the ball, how to drop back. These are all the information you have to be getting constantly from these coaches. We don't have that.
Bro,
we don't have that.
We try a lot about if you play as a right back and an inverted man to come in the middle and he just look poor. He cannot do it. Dexter Lembekisa, he just cannot do it. He's not comfortable on the football to do that. So who we going to remove? And I don't want the fans them to be too much delusional in terms of we have to remove Bailey from his post to facilitate, a Mason Greenwood and to put Bailey somewhere, because one, Leon Bailey cannot play as a 10. He just don't have the work ethic. He just don't have the work ethic to do that. A modern day 10, it's like a player like Gibbs White. You have to transition up and down on that football pitch. And Leon Bailey barely want to run box to box when he's a winger. So would you trust a player that who arguably don't have the work ethic in the black, green, and gold shirt to play as a 10? No, your two midfielders will always be exposed. You understand what I mean? So I get, bro, you know why the football looks so different and it looks so hard? Like if our players them can't transition, if our players can't do that, I know these players must have a level of IQ of one to play the football. I know they develop. I know they can play the football or they can think the football, but to get that out of a player, he just probably cannot do it by himself. Players have different type of challenges, just like students in our class have different type of challenges where it just need a teacher to get the best out of him. Like me, going into Calabar is like getting, the maths and getting exposed to a different type of maths. I have to get special treatment. I have to get one-on-one tutoring. And it's not like I couldn't do maths, but me need a teacher to break down the formulas because going to a CXC and to do maths in CXC, if you can remember 80 to 90% of the formulas and how to do the maths, you can at least solve the problem and try to find an answer, especially if it's a multiple choice. You understand?
Yeah.
So as a student, sometimes you do really need a teacher sometimes to get the best, and because you have students that have the challenge
Yeah.
in the classroom. Just like I was a very challenging, try to do the maths work, but I just couldn't get over 60 on a maths exam, a final exam. I just cannot get it
Yeah.
until that teacher really sit me down, brother, and break it down 1v1 every day. And the crazy thing, me used to take 30 minutes out of my time. God, this did happen when this that when me have play football.
When I got you. That's the calabars that ends.
I mean, bro, Calabars are ends. Calabars are ends. Everybody know that, but bro, the schoolwork are the same, bro. The schoolwork with the traditional schools is the same, bro. But you do really need that teacher to help you, bro. Like just like me, my seats, I need help, brother, in a maths. You get me? My sister, I need help in a maths, and me usually take like 15-30 minutes out of my training time just for have that class, brother, every day, Monday to Friday. Even when man start wash them face in a bathroom on Friday, I got a bus park. We go look, Merle Grove, bro. Me usually take the time out, stay back at school, brother. You understand what I mean, brother? So just like that, our players them do need help from Steve McLaren. Need help, brother. The players them cry out for look of help as well. As much as them not really do them job on the football pitch as players, but you can see that the players last on the football pitch of what a team want to do on the football pitch. So a 4-4-2, bro. A 4-4-2 at this moment, it just cannot work. And do what Enzo Maresca do for put James in that midfield. James is a far better player tactically, technically around the pitch. Very strong. Exposed to a high level coaching regime, coaching staff. You understand different things that the regular boy players don't have in the disposal.
Yeah.
So one of those players can achieve that. So if Mason Green needs to play on the right, that's where he needs to play. And the argument done. If Bailey needs to find himself on the bench, that's it. If the coach believes that him can put him somewhere and it work, kudos to him. But I know that's a difficult job to do. You get what I say, brother? So our players then, bro, our players have a lot of challenges trying to get the best, bro. And I like the player Leon Bailey, and even though I put my back behind him like, yo, I don't care no more. But me still deep down want the best for the team. But look at it now, Daniel. We want to try to place the player in a number 9 position and a number 10, right? You know what Deserby did this season? Aubameyang is negotiating a contract right now. Players are number 9, right? You think Maupe, you have Guri, and you're going to have Abo will join at the club back again after one season away from the club. You think Mason Green going to play through the middle? No. He signed Angel Gomez. He's a 10.
But hear this. I think international football different. A lot of players were they play the original players for their club team, and then whenever they come to the international team, they try to pick up a more defense position. But I still wouldn't want that from Greenwood. I think Greenwood will be very much best to stay on the right. But I could see him try to be that leader for the team, as an attacking player, taking up some of the number 10 position and pick up the ball. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see me? Like take the scrap of the game in them hand. Go win the game. Stuff like that. But naturally, I want him to stay on the right side. Whenever the coach put out the team and set up the team, that's where I want him to start off. You get me? I'm saying, but I think Greenwood really need to just build the best the best team around him, and hopefully we can get the results.
Yeah. Bro. Roberto De Zerbi had built a team for Mason Greenwood play on the right hand side. You get me? I say because not like because you stayed, not because you're going to play on the right hand side, you're going to be stuck on the right hand side. This is a player that can really roam around a football pitch. They have done it. You get what I say? You see, like how coaches place other players to facilitate a luxury player in the team. Can we do that? Can the coach get the best out of them? And I do like this comment that these players play several different formation at the club level. If a coach comes and use a 4-4-2, they should know exactly how the formation plays. Some players have no real interest in Jamaica. I just think I don't know if they don't really have the interest, but there's something on that football pitch when they put on that black, green, and gold shirt where I don't know, man. This is $1 million question. Like, it's not these players commit to play. Why are they traveling 7 hours every international window to come and play if they're not commit? I think these players do have a level of commitment, but I think, as I said before, you see the standard where our only World Cup team went to in 98, there's no standard around this current regime. You hear me tell you? There's nobody in the player camp is holding anybody accountable for the standard. And you see Blake, all right, I give you a scenario. The first half, when we play Canada, BMO field, I was sitting right behind the reggae boy bench. Right behind the bench. Very close. You understand? But for the second half, I go behind the goal where Blake did a keep. Bro, Blake as a goalkeeper, I have me never know say Blake was bad word. Like, the man was living it in the goal. Having a lot of words with himself. So me I say, like, as a captain, is this a real captain that's going to be vocal in the dressing room around the players, where the players will listen, or where will this player will go toe to toe with a player like, yo, you go up in a Demar Gray face, or you go up in a Amar Bell face, and make him know say, yo, dog, this not gonna work, brother. Are our players, our leaders really holding these players accountable? But then again, the leaders on the pitch, and the leaders in the dressing room, and the leaders on the bench, they are not holding themselves accountable. So they're going to hold any player accountable. So I do think there's a bug around this national team where it just needs to get rid of. There's no standard within the player group, within the coaching staff, within the admin. There's no real standard, brother. Who in the JFF set a standard? For no say, yo, the admin need to do them job for make sure it's a Steve McCarran did supposed to have assistant. There's no standard. Who are all speed a standard for when him not do certain things. So no say, yo, if USA come and take assistant coach, McCarran supposed to know say, yo, if them not come to you, you go to them and you say, yo, they have a backup plan. Who is holding these people with standard? Who is holding McLaren at a high standard at the failure of the Gold Cup? What went wrong? What went wrong with Grimmy? Why Grimmy have left? And I do see
no accountability, no standard, nothing. Yeah.
I do see similar traits of Grimmy last sets of interviews and McLaren last sets of interviews. I do see McLaren trying to tell us things and trying to speak like Grimmy did try to tell us, yo, if you sometimes read between the line, these are the stuff that happening. Like the man did say, like the selection issues, I think, between Whisper after was it the Copa America? You don't know what went wrong. You get what I say? So there's similar traits of interviews of the two coaches in their last time coaching the Reggae Boy team, where McLaren is literally telling us things and body language like, yo, it's just something is happening. Bro, there's no standard. You can't just go up on a football pitch and play. It takes everything to be successful on and off the pitch.
Yeah,
You
I
get me?
think it take off the field as well. You know, not just on the field. You know, not just the football. You need the management and the full staff to help you out. You see me? I say so. What's the problem, brother?
You get me? I say so.
Miserable man.
Joel Walter said each time I watch the Jamaica play, my head hurt me. These players can't be professionals.
Mm-mm.
You know the thing? You don't really hear some of these stuffs happen with them at their club level. You don't really hear a lot of these
Take
stuff.
Jamaica football serious.
No, and I said them to take the Jamaican thing serious now, Daniel. I do believe there's a level of commitment where some of these players do want to be successful with the team. But when you look at it, when they try to do the best, but when they look over their shoulder, this is why I said, you see, for our player like Haheem Dixon and a player like Dujan Whisper Richards and some other young players that can really come in this team, bro, them have to be careful because the virus will catch them. The virus will catch them, brother. You understand? And as somebody, Guru said, you have to respect your captain to follow him. Blake don't look like he has everybody respect. I can't tell if there any player in our squad who all players will respect. Leon Bailey is that player. Leon Bailey, when him speak, players will listen. But do he have that leadership? Doing it for his country? Does Leon Bailey really have that leadership? So look at it. There's an eye opening, and I'm going to open a lot of eyes for our people that really supporting regular football. If you look at a lot of the African teams, a lot of the African teams and a lot of mediocre teams in Europe, look at the player that is playing at the highest level. Look at the leadership skills that player brings to the national team. That player is wearing the captain armband and living up to expectation and doing everything. I want to take that back, living up to expectation, because a lot of players fail to live up to that expectation. But you see the intention of willingness, what that player is doing, trying to galvanize a poor team. So when you look at African teams, Asian teams, the player that usually play at the highest level, that's the player the team I look up to. You get what I say? So that for sure, say over the years, what a player I play football, him not learn nothing. Is it that the player is tough? You have to really question some of them things. Is it that the player is tough where you not learn nothing? You went through so many different dressing rooms, playing under some unique leaders. Is he learning something of what those players did in the dressing room in the past and said, okay, I can bring this to the national team? I don't know. And you can't tell me that he cannot lead the pitch, lead the players on the pitch with his experience. And it's always that player who's played at the elite level, who's playing for the smaller teams compared to the bigger teams around in world football at national level. Those players tend to wear the captain armband, but not just wear the captain armband, but to lead. But again, that shows you that the capacity of the players is limited. It's limited. So who's going to hold him accountable? Like, yo, when you speak in a brother, people are going to listen to brother. You get what I say? When you speak, people are going to listen, brother. So, I think nobody in this national team for the Reggae Boys right now can hold nobody accountable. Because guess what, Daniel? Who no come from Jungle? Who no come from Rima? Who no come from... You know what I say, brother? Man afraid to talk to certain man because, you know, if you talk certain thing, you know, you're gonna crush some man too. In a dressing room, you might lose, you might lose, you know, part of the dressing room where them man doesn't talk to you anymore. Bro, them things are happening in that. It's them things do happen in our dressing room in that. You get what I say? Where players are not comfortable with certain things. And players start move sideways and then man start pre-man. Our egos in the dressing room is too big, brother. Like nobody can chat to it. Man say, them, when them see me, them have to look for me. So, my power. Me them have to walk with such and such for my power. You get what I say? But Bobby Reed is one of somebody, you know, yeah, Bobby is the best, you know, suited captain. Do these players going to listen to Bobby? Do Bobby Reed have that mental capacity to go up to any player, not just Leon? Because we don't want to single out any player.
But I will take the captaincy from Andre Blake. But I don't think Andre Blake comes off as a very aggressive person in the dressing room.
All right. I'm gonna say this, like, during the camp, the local camp at me at the World Cup qualifier, a player sit down beside of me on the plane, and the man say, yo, you know, say, the man them go to, you know, Blakey and some other man if you do talk to certain individual in the camp, Daniel. You get what I say? And the man them afraid, brother. No man not have the chest for oppose in our player face. I make them know, say, yo, bro, what you do? And if we this, we do this to the people on the ground, and we do this for the elder them where pass on the botany, and the elders them was say RIP, and for the ones them on the barnet. Shake up. You get what I say? Certain things not on McLaren. Certain things are not on McLaren. They're supposed to be a player group where you see when them man they talk, brother, just remember for quiet. You know some of the things that always happen sometimes, bro. You do have certain players do give off certain thing in the dressing room, have a little bit of arrogance, you have, you know, want to speak out in the dressing room, bro. But him only speak to one side of the room. You see him friend them we circle round there, so in our look order, him back turn to them. One is the player them is like you call them player the weak fence. And them man them have strength for. You get what I say? No man not have the bars to say, yo, watch your man. No much as you are my brethren, brother, but we have to drop our socks, brother. Make a player know face to face, like, bro, this is why Rai Keane and them man there still one of football greatest leader. One of. You know what I say? One of, brother. He wasn't the most talented player on the football pitch. But guess what? He outworked players. The leadership off the pitch is second to none, brother. You get what I say?
Yeah.
So we don't really have those players that, no matter who he is, brother. Yeah, Gary never tell us, say, a regular right key, run up in him face and make him know, say, what you do, man? Wake up. Bro, this World Cup campaign, I gonna need that, brother. It now got to boy to get over the World Cup campaign, brother. I went there, I watch a video where I think Mexico and Jamaica see Pepe draft a big board, brother. Me used to hear about it, but at the first me I see the video, brother. At first me I see the video, brother. Me used to hear about them things and me see a big kung fu go on, brother. Man, I take up stone. Hey, you know what the thing is, brother? You see when things happen on the football pitch, you know, so sometimes a Joe Latibor the first man, brother, for going at the huddle, brother. Joe Latibor, that's that player there. That player is a fighter.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I cuss him of who put him on the football pitch and put him in deep water to swim or him have a life jacket. Because he don't have that skill set to play in that position. but he do have the heart to accept that challenge and fight the back and take the backlash, take the criticism. You get what I say?
Yeah.
In back broad. You see, but it rough, brother. It rough, dog. Like, football, what was football back then, and where all people used to look at football back then, bro. It's like a lot of these new players, the new generation players, money is everything to them. You get what I say? It's like money is everything to them. Like a player start earn some money, and it's like the hunger, bro, if it gets to the next level, it just not dead anymore. You get what I say, bro?
And I think also I think Steve McLean have to really find a set of players where he can trust and lead us going forward, and I think he have to figure out the leaders in the dressing room. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as you said, we don't just that quality and technical ability on the field not gonna able to do it, because we're gonna go away some away grounds and we're gonna need players to show up and not hide. You get what I'm saying? So he means a manager, he have his experience and he's supposed to understand and can able to figure out who is the leader in the dressing room. I saw a comment where someone said the players, some players probably don't respect Andre Blake. I don't think they don't respect him. I just think that he's just not the loudest in the dressing room. You get what I'm saying? I think his way of showing leadership is performing on the field. He saved us so many times. You get what I'm saying? So I think that Steve McCartney have to figure out the leaders in the dressing room. And
But I don't know if a coach that should be his main job to. I mean, yeah, you're going to figure out who the leader is going to give the captain armband, but there's always that level-headed sets of players that the dressing room going to respect, not by the coach choice. The coach can't force players to respect other players. That respect that will come on from the bigger heads who's going to perform on the football pitch, who's going to die on that football pitch. Why you think? What's that third string goalkeeper name for Man City? Why you think Pep Guardiola hold on to him so long?
Carson.
Scott Carson. Why do you think Pep Guardiola hold on him so long? He told us, like, look, Scott Carson is a massive part in the dressing room, bro. He was a massive part, and especially the success of what City have on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because of his leadership. You get what I say? So a coach do have a level of try to implement that, but I think it's down to the players, certain players, to know that, I forgot bring this to a different level. Sir Alex Ferguson never forced Roy Keane to do what he did in his career. You get what I say? It wasn't, JT wasn't forced with the coaches.
Yeah, these players become leaders. These players naturally become leaders, and they naturally become leaders, and they naturally wants to win, and they want to successful. You know what I'm saying? But do we have the fight in this group of players? We will know the next when the tough gets rough. We will know. You get what I'm saying? When we go 1-0 down and we are losing, let's see. You know what I'm saying? The next break will tell us if we have leaders and if these players really want to make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, bro. We just get you, some of the comments, and for that we can close out. McLaren, need to pick the leaders and have convo with them and put pressure on them to lead the team. You do have a job to do right there, but can the players execute it? That's another thing. Do the players have that leadership skills on the football pitch, off the football pitch? Players, we've seen multiple squads over the years pick where you have 1 and 2 man. All right, why you think the man them still bring Jordan in this run England team? I know what him can do on the football pitch.
Leadership.
It's vital, brother. It's vital, brother. You see when you have, bro. Don't you ever work in a workplace where the standard around the workplace is slack, where you can just do anything and there's no commanding of the bigger heads in HR that they come at you. If that leadership is not there, people will be on their phone, people will be slacking. You get what I say? So look at it as a workplace environment where when you go into a workplace environment and it's like, whoa, them boy are strict. Or even a classroom, teacher say, yo, no phone. Every man have to put on them phone. But when you go in one class, the teacher say, put on your phone. Every man say, put it down next minute or two, them depend it again. Because what a teacher they bring off, the people them now feed that energy, brother, of that teacher going to hold them accountable. But the other teacher going to do that, so they're going to put away their phone. So when our players are not doing the fundamental stuff, bro, and the football pitch as an individual, it really needs shake up, brother. When a coach is not doing the fundamental thing, bro, as a coach, your job, you really need to be questioned. And that's the admin. You really need to question, like, yo, I don't care if you're coming here to bring us to the World Cup, brother. You're in a tournament, bro. You know how disrespectful it was, bro. For see, man, that talk about Jamaica team falling out of the World Cup, the Gold Cup, bro, from group stage. You know, over the years, Daniel, more and more players coming into the team. Where if you look at the team back then to now, the team seems like it's getting bigger and bigger with names.
Yeah.
Back when, before these players came in, yeah, back when you used to have the McClearly, the McInnough, it's that look a small portion of Jamaican players, the ones that born abroad, there was a fight in them, where there was a togetherness, where you could see that. I seen even multiple times, even West Morgan make people know upon the football pitch like, yo, I'm Tono. You get what I say, brother? You see that local team there with West Morgan and Joby McInnough and local, oh, the local UK born players there. Them man they have something where that team, yeah, some of them man they really have. But you think they would have it because these players are high quality players, played at much higher level more than a lot of those players. You know what I say? The Demary Gray, the McCleary, you know, the Joby McInnough, those players never really play at a high level in England. Demary Gray did. You understand? Clayton Donald, so these guys, I mean, he my bug, but other more players did it. We can't remember some of their name at this moment. Those players showed a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I say? So
and there was a lot more harmony among that team. You know, there was that was an actual team. You know, that wasn't individual. That was a team.
That was a team, yeah.
You know what I say? And you never used to have none of this nonsense. We are come out of dressing room and players doing all type of nonsense. You never see that players are screech off to go out party, and you know, it was just football. If we just turn up to the tournament when an international break come around, if we don't make it, we don't make it.
Yeah.
You know what I say? The everything was just normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, everything was just normal. So I mean, bro, I'm just hope for the best, bro. Like, I'm just hope for the best. Me know you, me know the supporters them who I watch on the replay, bro. Like the people them want the best for Jamaica, bro. We love Jamaica, brother. You get what I say? Like, you know, say that me do a research on YouTube and me not done yet still. You see it? Me not done yet, but me do a research on South America, Central America, and Europe. You know, say a Jamaica space, we talk about about football every God almighty day. Me not reach Africa yet. Me not reach Asia yet. I mean, me not really have to go down a war with New Zealand them there. But you know, say South America, over here, so and in Europe. You know, so then they get up every day and talk about the national team, bro. You have this space, the reggae boy space, where the fans them come out every day, brother. It's 1 a.m. my time at this moment, brother. Me know probably have somebody in the UK, maybe I watch who just I wake up and I see the video. I already forgot work. Every day, brother. Every single day. You can get at least 5 to 8 videos on Jamaica football every day, brother. And me try to dig as deep as possible, bro. To check some of the biggest platforms that cover Brazil, cover the Argentinian team. We try to find some of the best journalists them, and they don't, bro. They don't. But you see that YouTube space, brother. That YouTube space where the fans them come out every day, brother. Where we as YouTubers come out like every single day, bro, and put out something all when nothing now. One between December and early part in March, brother. One of the most difficult time to produce a Jamaican content, brother. All when nothing now go on, we still there strong, brother. Dog, enough man channel, park up and lock down. You know what I say? I would there every day, brother.
Yeah.
So we must have that respect there in the space where we can voice our opinion, brother, when things not right. I mean, the players don't say, yo, that nah, do need fear give more, brother. Because to be honest, bro, I do feel like the man them will do YouTube or Jamaica, bro. I think we do put out a lot more work than the players on the pitch. To be honest, bro. To be honest, bro. To be honest, dog. You know what I say? We do put out a lot of work, brother. More than a lot of these players on that football pitch, bro. Research.
I don't think they understand the amount of passion Jamaican fans out there. And I honestly think they underestimate the culture when it comes to football and sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I'm always say, like, we love football, but it's because we some type of people that will grow up around us in Jamaica where, like, how we expect for a jump up and down for you? You get me? I say we have that little thing about where, I'm telling you saying both walk up and down every day upon the road and a bag of people in the road him. You saying both you come from China. You think you could have walk up and down upon the road every day? You're mad. But we do have that passion of love for the country.
Yeah.
You get what I say? As the Fitzroy seems to say, Jamaican people don't support losers, we support winners. You get the man say Jamaican people don't support losers, we support winners, brother. The only losers, I'm gonna tell you, brother, they say the only losers Jamaican people support are all dirty politicians them. Because them are the biggest losers in the country. You get what I say? Are the only losers Jamaican support. And if you look on the numbers, less and less people, brother, look up on green and orange, brother. So the people and brother will come out every day and listen and watch Jamaican thing, brother. People them put the national team on a pedestal where, bro, we help market the team, brother. We help put the team out there, brother. It's like when you come over that space, you think Jamaica in a world beat a team. You think the team Jamaica in a world beat a team, brother, like we can beat down the top 5-10 teams in the world, brother. Easy. No, but we put in a lot of work. The people put in a lot of work as well, brother, and dip on the stream. All if alive 3 a.m. in the morning, brother. The people them did the same way. Over TV and drop asleep in front of them. Who they are work. Big up Issa again. One night shift. You understand? You have some man, brother, do like these contents at night. So our space is valuable, brother. So the fans them keep doing about the players them, brother, for acknowledge that I know. So yo, the fans them need more, brother. We need more. Yo, you know what I said? Me have a conversation with a coach where coach in a Cassava League. And you mean that the coaching group as such man. You understand? As such man around the so coach the black and white team, and the man them like him must say the conversation with me against some of the man them where in and around the football is like they might give McLaren a chance for the 2 games him. If him they get 6 points him out. So we're gonna wait on now, or we're gonna wait on later. Is it wait on the bus to crash? Cause bro,
if we drop 6 points in 2 games, then it's gonna be very difficult to make it out.
yeah.
That don't make no sense. We drop 6 points, we're done.
No, I think if we drop 2 points, we're done, brother. I do think I do see us not winning all 6 games, but probably drop points in Curacao. That's how tough it might be down there. And it's going to be a hell of a job playing Trinidad in Trinidad. It's going to be a Red Sea army in Trinidad. That game that we're going to play away. It's going to be a Red Sea. Do you understand? But 4 points. Most we can get away with is 4 points in 2 games. Boy, play Bermuda away. That's a 3 points. Let's break it down. Play Bermuda away. That's 3. Should be straight up 3 points, bro. If we can't get 3 points in Bermuda, we can just fuck up and never think about October and November. We can't drop no points at home. So play Trinidad in the next game. Brother. It have to be a 3-point game. We can't drop no points, bro. We, Curacao and Trinidad already, I think that like, if we drop 3 points at home or drop any points at home, that would be curtains for the World Cup campaign. But people, bless upon yourself. Thanks for passing through. Started a little bit late, but nevertheless, you guys have a video. You understand? We're there. Big up to each and everybody supporting, the channel, the program itself. I really appreciate everybody. Big up to everybody in the chat. On your way, if you don't like the video, please like the video and do so. You understand? I do think Curacao will lose a match until them buck us. Anybody if beat them, I probably the game at Trinidad. You understand? But yeah, big up to everybody, and in the chat, everybody, watching this on your phone, your computer, you understand, the TV.
Don't forget, subscribe to both channels. We stream. If you're new to the podcast, we're streaming on both platforms. Don't forget to smash a like on, what time is it over there now?
It's 1 o'clock, bro.
Jesus, 60 people still on there watching.
I do have a video to do after this. I do have a video to do after this. So big up to the people, man. Really appreciate you guys as well. You understand? Until next time, we will do this again and again and again. One more comment, my time. What? 10:05 my time. That means you live on the West Coast. Yeah, that probably Pacific probably Central time.
No, West Coast, man.
West Coast,
yeah.
Yeah, so people, big up on yourself. Thanks for passing through again, man. Really appreciate it. As again, on your way out, whatever platform you're on, DFSR,
California.
You understand? So on your way out, like up the video. Really appreciate it. On your way out, if you're not subscribe to the channel so you can get your daily updates on what is going on with the Nick and that podcast and the people. Yes, all of it. Until next time, 106. I'm out.